Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hello Word. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm thrilled to have you join me today as we explore another fascinating word in the English language. Our word of the day is enemy. So, what exactly does enemy mean? Well, in simple terms, an enemy is someone who is against you, someone who opposes you or wants to harm you. It's a B1 level noun, meaning it's a pretty common word that you'll hear and use quite a bit. Now, let's delve a little deeper. An enemy is not just someone you disagree with. It's someone who is actively hostile towards you. Think of it as the opposite of a friend or ally. They might be trying to defeat you, cause you problems, or generally act against your interests. You might hear it used in the context of war, like the country declared war on its enemy, or in a more personal setting, like he considers his former business partner his enemy. Now, let's explore some synonyms for enemy. Synonyms are words that have similar meanings. A good synonym for enemy is opponent. An opponent is someone who competes against you, whether in a game, a debate, or even in business. For example, the boxer faced a formidable opponent in the championship match. Another synonym is rival. A rival is someone you compete with for the same thing, like a job, a prize, or even someone's affection. For instance, the two companies were fierce rivals in the tech industry. We can also use the word adversary. An adversary is someone who is in conflict with you. Think of it as a more formal or serious word for enemy. For example, the lawyer skillfully cross-examined the adversary in court. Another synonym, depending on the context, could be foe. Foe is a more old-fashioned word for enemy, often used in literature or historical contexts. For instance, the knights prepared to battle their foe on the battlefield. We can use the word challenger. A challenger is someone who challenges you, especially in a competition or contest. For example, the new startup became a major challenger to the established companies. Now, let's switch gears and talk about antonyms. Antonyms are words that have opposite meanings. The most obvious antonym for enemy is friend. A friend is someone who supports you, cares about you, and is on your side. For example, she is not my enemy, she is my friend. Another antonym is ally. An ally is someone who supports you, especially in a difficult situation or conflict. For example, the two countries formed an ally to protect themselves. We can also use the word supporter. A supporter is someone who is on your side and actively helps you. For example, he's a loyal supporter of the local football team. Another antonym is teammate. A teammate is someone who works with you towards a common goal. For example, they work together as a successful teammate on the project. We can use the word benefactor. A benefactor is someone who gives help or money to someone in need. For instance, the anonymous benefactor donated a large sum to the hospital. Now, let's see how we can use enemy in everyday life. While hopefully you don't encounter true enemies every day, the word can come up in various contexts. You might say, he's his own worst enemy, meaning someone is causing their own problems. You could also hear someone say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, which is a famous quote about understanding your opponents. In sports, you might hear commentators say, they played like they were enemies on the field, describing a very competitive game. It can also be used figuratively. For example, procrastination is the enemy of success, meaning that putting things off hinders your progress. Here are some more example sentences and phrases using enemy. He treated his enemy with respect, even in defeat. The two politicians became bitter enemies after a disagreement. She overcame many enemies on her path to success. Don't underestimate your enemy. He turned his enemy into an ally. The disease is a silent enemy. She refused to let her enemies see her weakness. The best way to defeat your enemy is to understand them. Misinformation is the enemy of truth. Poverty is the enemy of progress. So, To recap, an enemy is someone who is against you, someone who opposes you or wants to harm you. We explored synonyms like opponent, rival, adversary, foe, and challenger, and antonyms like friend, ally, supporter, teammate, and benefactor. We also looked at how the word is used in everyday language and in various contexts. Thank you for joining me on Hello Word today. I hope you found this episode helpful and informative. Before you go, please consider subscribing to the podcast and leaving a review. Your support helps others find the show, and it really motivates me to keep creating content for you. And now for your call to action. I encourage you to create your own sentence using the word enemy and share it as a comment under the video. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Happy learning, and I'll see you next time.